Hello and welcome, Adam Thomas from Balancing Touch Reflexology. So good to see you and thanks for joining me today. Today I want to go a little bit more in depth of how the arms and the legs fit on the reflexology map. So the arms and the legs in reflexology kind of get, at least from my experience, kind of just like swept under the rug. We don't really use them too much. We learn them where they go, and then we don't really use them. But it's really important where they are and how they work, right? Lots of people have wrist problems, elbow problems, knee problems, and ankle problems, feet, hands problems, right? So what do we do with that? And a lot of it is related to posture as well, like how we're walking can create different muscle groups to not function as well, and then we end up getting elbow problems or knee problems and things like that, right? So where on the foot the arms and the legs are situated can be a great benefit when we work those areas. So to understand exactly where they are, I've created a coloring book actually, and so I'll be showing you layer by layer, because that's how the book kind of works, and then that way you'll get a really clear visual idea of where the arms and legs are, and then I'll show you how some ideas on how to work those areas in your feet. So I'll show you here with the Reflexology anatomy coloring book, which you can, if you're interested in it, you can pick it up on my website for around $5 or something. You can just go over to balancingtouch.ca, and if you go under the store, you'll see under either books or it's also under courses, because with this you also get like a mini course with it, as well as the PDF download. I have chosen to just have it available digital, so I won't send you out a copy. So you'll have to, download the file once you've paid for it, and then print it out yourself. Anyway, so in here, I'll show you up close here. So what we're looking at here is the scapula and the hip there, okay? So that's the first layer, so that's where it's located. And then if we come over to the other side, we are going to see, right, the femur and the humerus, which are, the arm bone and the leg bone there, right? So it builds it layer by layer. And then over top of that, we will get the next layer of bones, which is like the forearm and the calf. And then finally, you have the hands and the feet. So that is how they line up in the feet, right? So an easy way for me to remember is kind of like the fetal position, right? So if you get in, I'll try and get into the fetal position here. So like this, okay? Or, even like this. Doesn't really matter because it's, the same zone, just crossed, right? So how it's related here is up at the shoulders, we have the hand and the wrist. And down by our waistline here, we have our elbow, right? And then the arm is like that, right? So another cool little thing as well is if you extend your hand, you're going to get your wrist at your hip level here, and your hand is sort of down by your bum here. So I have seen some charts where the arm, is sort of over here like that. So really, it is kind of the same thing, because if we go to sort of referral areas in reflexology, like the neck is related to the wrists, and the hip as well, right? So it's all kind of related that way. If we come back here, we look at the ankle, and the foot is down by the outside of our bum here, okay? Which is like this, and so this can extend this way, right? So in a sense too, if I was really flexible, I could put my leg up here, and then my ankle and my foot would be related to the shoulder area here. So that's sort of the concept, is this fetal, baby position here, how it fits on the body. So hopefully that kind of helps you get a good visual of it. And again, if you really want to dive deep into this, pick up the coloring book, right? Because it will you'll go layer by layer, and you can really see how it fits on. I want to show you how I can work them. I'm going to go like this with my hand, create a nice tight fist, okay? And then I'm just going to extend my finger like so, okay? What this does is it makes a really strong sort of, workable tool, my hand, right? If you kind of do this, and it'll flop around. So really make a nice tight fist, support with the thumb here, and then extend your finger just like that, okay? So I use that, and what part of the finger I'm going to use is right in here, okay? So pushing right up into this area here. I'm going to start, so I'm going to show it this way, right? So just pretend that the client is laying down that way. And I'm going to come right in. There should be a toe here. Sorry, it's missing. But you can kind of see where I'm going to come here. So as this rounds up, you're going to go right into the corner there. And what I'm doing here is a slight 45-degree angle. And I'm going to push in and down. Okay, so pushing in on the 45-degree angle, so I'm going this way, and then I'm just going to slightly push in more, or sort of down. So I'm pushing like this to get that nice contact there, and then down. And if you look here, you can see where I'm pushing here. So it's right just before that knuckle, right? And again, if you're not supported, you're going to end up hurting your finger and your wrist, right? Because it's kind of flopping around like this. So try to get your technique really nice so you can push in and down, okay? And what this is going to do is it's going to help with the wrist and hand area there, okay? Let's go down to the ankle now. So the ankle is going to be found right at the bottom of the heel here. And what you can do with this is you can flip your hand upwards, so your palm's facing up like this, okay? And you're just going to walk little lines all in this area here. Okay, so you can start right from the bottom and start moving up. Okay, and you can use this little walking technique here, or you can kind of just push in and just find any tender spots there. And so anytime you find a tender spot, it means that that part of the foot hasn't had enough stimulation, or maybe there's an issue there. And it could be reflected in the ankle and the feet on the body, right? So that's how you would, an idea to work this area. And also you can come up this way. If you lift the foot up a little bit, you can work up this way. Right, you can actually work a little bit on the front just to explore, to see if there's any sensitive areas there. Good. Now we're going to slide our finger up to the waistline. Okay, and that's a part where there'll be fleshy stuff, and then you'll stop right at the bottom of the rib cage. And so that is the waistline there. And the waistline is related to the elbow and the knee. Okay, so again, I like to use this sort of flipped up palm technique here. And I'm just going to get right in there. And I'm going to work in this little area here where this black sort of dot is. And I'm just going to work in like that. Okay, and find any type of little sensitive issues and things like that. And just work it out like that. So why I wanted to talk about this today is because we're dealing with basically zone 5 here, right? So if you're not familiar with the zones, we have zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And as you can see, this foot has a real issue because they're missing their toe. So we are working on zone 5 here. And the importance of working on zone 5 is when you're wearing shoes and stuff, a lot of times you'll notice this little pinky toe getting pushed in from shoes or, the footwear that we wear, right? They squish our toes like this. They don't allow us to really reach out and, get a nice stabilization for the rest of our body to follow, right? So working anything along zone 5 here is going to be really, really beneficial for any type of posture. Because look, our arms and legs are on the outside of our body, right? And when our feet are kind of squished like this, we do end up walking more like this, right? Or we stop moving our arms, our shoulders roll forward, right? And those sort of things. And it works both ways too, this is the posture we're always doing now, is staring at cell phones and going like this, and we roll forward and fall over, and so focused on that. So we don't get a chance to really open up our chest, right? And so zone 5, if you're thinking about the toes and your feet, if you're really focused on opening up zone 5 and getting those pinkies to work as you're walking around, that is going to automatically help your shoulders get back further. And you can just do this, a little walking experiment around, like squish your feet together and start walking. You'll notice that you'll, it's hard to do or whatever, and you'll start going like this automatically. When you splay out your toes and walk around, you're going to notice that you kind of open up more, right? So it's a good little thing. So not only, clients that might have wrist, elbow, sort of issues, this is just going to help with making the foot really, strong and usable, right? Because there's so many joints and stuff in the foot that we're just not using to their full capacity anymore, right? And zone 5 is a really important part of your foot to get mobile again. Another little one, it's sort of like a dessert or a warm-up, but you can just really hold between the metatarsals here, right? So clamp down, hold with one, and then really move this zone 5 as much as you can all the way around like this, right? So you're kind of wiggling back and forth like this, okay? So doing that kind of a motion, that will really allow that side to open up and be more usable, more flexible, and it will just feel good. So when you work zone 5, you're really going to notice a difference in your walking, in your posture. You're just going to feel a lot more, light on your feet. Of course, working the entire foot is the best thing ever. But if you put a bit more focus on zone 5 here, it's going to be really great, because I notice a lot of focus gets put on the inside of the foot, and detail is spent with the toes and things like that, which is all really, really important. But we tend to forget about our arms and legs reflexes that run along zone 5 here. So I hope that helps. Remember to keep those feet happy, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. If you don't have this, go pick it up. It's a good one. Bye-bye. If you're interested in learning more about reflexology, you could subscribe to the channel below. It's also very helpful to hit that like button, and feel free to share it with anybody who you think might be interested in it. You can find my online courses, Reflexology Charts, and other reflexology goodies over on my website, which is balancingtouch.ca. Thank you so much for watching today, and if you have some more time, you can check out some other videos. Till next time, this is Adam Thomas from balancingtouch.ca. See you later.